Hi, my name is An Tran. I am an art psychotherapist based in California. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to show you what you will have in your hands, the Social Emotional Toolkit for you. And this is a toolkit that basically allows using the art as a way to incorporate ways to express yourself in order to manage your mental health and normalize vulnerability and having the hard conversations. And I know you could do it. And I know some of us, I get this a lot. People ask, oh, well, do I need to be an artist? And no, you do not. You do not need to be an artist. In fact, this is something that I want you to remember, that this is just a way to pull something within yourself from your unconscious into your conscious, and remember to tap into your inner childlike self, and remember those days where you used to scribble and finger paint if you were into that, and have fun. That's the biggest thing. And I want you to remember to let go of the notions of what good art is, because it's not about being good at anything. This is an opportunity for you to courageously face yourself and tap into the parts of ourselves that we forgot to access. And that's super healthy. And I hope this is an opportunity for you to also do with a friend or another loved one, because you don't have to do this alone either. So I wanted to show you what's going to come with your toolkit. You'll have your handy dandy pack here, and what you'll have is the actual toolkit that I just showed you, and you'll have this art pack that will contain, oops, the eraser fell out, color pencils, Sharpie, pen, and a pencil with eraser. And have fun with it. So with this toolkit, I'm gonna dive in a little bit deeper now. So this toolkit is not meant to be done in one sitting. I'm hoping that you this is something that you could just keep at home or in a safe space, and you can pull it out whenever you feel like you want to start diving deeper into yourself, because this is an opportunity for you to hit the pause button and really reflect on where you are in life, and really redefine what happiness is, what success is, because we grew up with this narrative of what our life is supposed to be. And I hope this toolkit can be an opportunity for you to reclaim your narrative, your truth. And one of my favorite parts, I have a lot of favorite parts, but the main thing I want you to remember is at the beginning of the toolkit, when you open to the first few pages, there's the emotions chart. And what's equally important is the needs chart. Even if we can't tap into how we're feeling, at least we can identify if we need validation, to be seen, to feel heard, right? Sometimes we forget to have that vocabulary, and it's here. And I hope this could also inspire you to remember all the other needs that you have that's not in here as well. So this toolkit is both informative, educational, and an opportunity to really process and dive deeper into identity, how to manage change, and all the other components of being a human. So let's go into it. This area talks about the mind-body connection, how that's really important for our overall mental health, right? Like we were taught to put on a Band-Aid whenever we get a scrape. We know to go to the doctor if we get a cold or take medicine. But what about the emotional injuries and potential past traumas that haven't been addressed for many years? And this is an opportunity for us to just start peeling away these layers of the buried parts of ourselves. And again, I know this is mentioned earlier, but if there's a crisis and it gets to be too overwhelming, please seek a professional mental health therapist to help you go through what you're going through. And this part here talks about ways to self-regulate. There are other beautiful visuals I hope you enjoy later in this toolkit that talks about the ways to self-regulate. And then we've got, here we go, here it is, the visuals of ways to self-regulate. And again, tapping into that inner child, like remembering our first loves, the things that brought us joy, and before the critical mind starts to set into our minds, because that's when anxiety starts seeping in, right? We start worrying about how we're going to be perceived, and tapping into our playfulness. I spoke to so many adults lately, and there's so many adults who have forgotten how to play. Play is part of healing as well, and I don't think it's just something reserved just for children. And then we have the attachment styles. So again, the educational part in here talks about ways to develop and cultivate healthier relationships with ourselves and with others. And then we have a section talking about identity and identity formation through the developmental stages. We've got directives talking about the different masks that we wear. And we might wear a different mask depending on who we're interacting with, and just being aware of that. How we show up at work, how do we show up with our kids. We have the boat storm lighthouse directive, where there's a lot of metaphors in here you'll start to notice. The boat representing yourself, storm representing stressors in life that you're experiencing, and the lighthouse representing hope. The bridge is one of my favorites. I'll dive in deeper into this one. So the bridge, I'll explain. I'm not going to read this since you're going to have this, but it'll ask you to visualize what type of bridge you want to create, and you could flip it this way so you have space, and you could draw the bridge somewhere in the center, and you're going to leave space before and after the bridge, and the space on the left will represent your past. Your past, it could encompass a lot of details, or you could keep it general depending on what you feel is safe for you. And you can use words, you could use symbols, colors, lines, shapes, whatever you want. There's no wrong way. And then on the other side of the bridge is your future. What do you want to see yourself be in the future? What type of future do you want to create? And you're gonna draw yourself on the bridge and draw where you are facing. Are you still facing towards the past or towards the future? And again, have fun with this. There's no wrong way in approaching this. You don't need to be an artist to draw lines, shapes, and colors. Then we have the movie poster. I hope you have fun with this one. You get to design your movie poster of your life. And if it's easier, maybe a section of your childhood or some part of your life. It doesn't have to be the entire biography of your life right now, but I want you to have fun with that. Is it a comedy, dramedy? Is it full of action, science fiction? Maybe it's a musical. That'll be fun if your life's full like a musical. That's cool. And we've got the section about change. How do we handle change? And more about identity. It just kind of like circles back, talking about how all of this goes back to our identity. We're constantly expanding, growing individuals, no matter what age we're at. I am a strong believer that we're always growing and learning, no matter what age you are. And as we keep an open heart and an open mind, life gets more interesting instead of thinking what life is supposed to be in this narrow way of looking at ourselves and others. And we end with gratitude, really reflecting on all the life lessons, and it doesn't have to be material things. It could be the actual life lessons and experiences that we've been able to feel throughout our life so far. And we have a lot of extra pages in case you want to doodle and do other things. And I hope, and again, you don't have to go in order nor finish this in one setting, but I really hope that this toolkit can be an opportunity for you to find this self-expansion within yourself and rediscover who you are, and can be a powerful moment or moments with you, and have fun. And lastly, in this section, we have the gratitude area. And this is something that I think a lot of us forget, that part of happiness is really cultivating gratitude. Not just the big things in life, but the small things in life, the small moments. For me, like the sunsets, the way the squirrel steals my food in my backyard, just moments like that, it's full of richness, and we forget and we take those moments for granted. And I really hope that when you are able to access any part of this toolkit, it's an opportunity for you to look at yourself and remember how unique your journey is as a human in this life so far. And by doing these things, this can help us with our mental health and really lead a healthier lifestyle for ourselves and with others. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time to be courageous, to look at yourself through these pages, by accessing through these pages, whether with yourself or with others. And I'm really grateful to you for being here. Thank you.